Hi guys, this is Crafty Cat. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. We are here with my brand new 48-pin Spardar machine. This is a knitting machine. It is the same as the Sentro knitting machine except for this one is called Spardar. I do have the Sentro knitting machine. Actually, I have two of them. I bought the 40-pin one, and then when I tried to buy the 48-pin one off of Temu, they sent me a second 40-pin one. So now I have the big 48 one that I got off Amazon and two 40-pin ones from Temu. Now the 40-pin one that I kept was $35, and the one that was supposed to be a 48-pin one was $38. That's Canadian money. And I was really mad at Temu, but you know what? They reimbursed me, and that giant tube is just for the air conditioner for my window. I've got to take it out, but we've still had some hot weather. Anyway, yeah, so I did get reimbursed for the 41 that they sent me by accident instead of the 48. And so I just went out and I bought this 48 one off Amazon, and I'll probably sell the extra one or give it away to one of my friends or family members. Okay, so I'm not used to the 48, so I tried to make a hat. And this is the hat that I came up with. So I wanted it to be a hat for my dad, and I just was playing around with the yarn. And the yarn that I used is the Just yarn by Premier, which is Dollar Tree yarn. It's $1.50 for a thing of yarn. And to make this hat, I decided I would use the three colors, the blue, the beige, and the burgundy. And I just wasn't sure how to do the placement very much. And this hat is 160 rows. So this is what it looks like on one side with the big brim. But you can also make it have a smaller brim and let it be a slouchy hat if you want. Or no brim and a really slouchy hat. Now this yarn works up beautifully. This $1.50 yarn, this Premier Just yarn from the Dollar Tree, it feels wonderful. And the stitches, there were no drop stitches. Any change in tension, that's just my own being new at it, you know, my own problem. So anyway, that's what it looks like on one side. And then I did the other side just in blue and beige. Now, you can see it has a big thing of blue at the top and a big thing of beige in the middle, and then a small brim on this side. But on this side, I thought I would fold it over like that, so that it has a big band of blue at the bottom, and then a band of beige at the top. And then this part here, when I try it on, it shows at the top of my head, and this part bends over. So for me, if I were making it for my size head, I could get rid of that much of the hat. Or I could just tie it here and make a faux pom-pom, you know? Which would actually look really cute as well. So, but anyway, I just wanted something with extra room because I often put my hair up in a bun. So I'll probably keep this one for me, but this was my tester hat. And I really like this side better than the side with the burgundy. I like the two sides better. But I have since found out, I Googled it, and it said that for an adult hat for a man, you should probably look at 130 or 140 rounds, okay? This is 160, and my dad's head is bigger than mine. So I thought, well, maybe 140 rounds would be good for an adult size. And what I learned is that when you start it, you're basically starting at the top of the hat on either side. See, that's like the top. So you end up, like, this is doubled up, right? This is all doubled up. So when I did a row, I ended up with like a long thing with burgundy on one side and blue on the other. And then when you fold it in, this is the top on the other side. So I figured, I watched a bunch of videos, but everyone gives a different hat size. Some people do hats in 120 round. They say rows, but I think they mean rounds. And I've been saying rows too, because that's what everybody says. And some say 130 for an adult. Some say 140. Some say 150. I did 160 just because I wanted a really thick brim. And I wanted it slouchy in case I have a bun in my hair. And I was just testing out the colors. These are like colors my dad would like more. Like this could be for anyone. But this fits me really nicely. Except for there's extra at the top. like where my head is not. So it like slouches over. But I like that style. My dad does not like a slouchy hat. So I thought we'd try together a 141. So I think I want the inside to be all one color. And then the brim. So if it's 140, we need 70 on each side. And for the brim, if I want the brim to be 20 wide, that would be 20 in one color and 20 in the same color on the other side, which would make it 40, right? So if I did 50 rounds in one color for one, and then 20 rounds for one side of the brim and 20 rounds on the other. So 50 and 20 is 70, but I want 40 in the same color. So 50 and 40 is 90. So I think that's what I need to do. And that will give me 50 on the other side that maybe we could try some stripes. I don't know. Let's just try it, okay? I'll move this to the side. I've got my little pretty yarn bowl that I bought half price, well, almost half price. I had a 40% off coupon at Michael's. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if it really helps or not, to tell you the truth. And now I've got to choose my colors. So these are the colors that I bought at the Dollar Tree. I know for a fact my dad won't want purple. I know for a fact my dad does like blue. This is the blue that I had left over from the one ball. But I do have another blue. My dad loves blue. My dad likes burgundy. And the only other color I have to go with the blue and the burgundy would be the beige, like I did. But I also have this green, and my dad does like this green. So I was thinking maybe these three colors. Like if I put this in the set, like for stripes on the one side, and one side just in blue again. I don't know. I'm really not sure. Or do these three look better together? I'm not sure about the green and the burgundy together. Like, it looks blue in my camera, but this is green. These two look good together. So I might stay with these three colors, to tell you the truth, and just try it again. Yeah, I might just do that. So the thing is, do I want it blue with a beige trim? Or do I want it beige with a blue trim? So say I did 50 rows in beige, and then I did 40 rounds in blue for the trim. And then on the other side, I would have 50 more rounds. So I could do like 10 rounds 5 times each. So I could do beige, blue, beige, blue, beige, blue, beige. But if I wanted to put this in here, then I would have to be beige, blue, burgundy, beige, blue. And the burgundy just might not fit in. I don't know. Or I could do like anything that equals to 50. So I could do like 1 row of 10, 1 row of 5, 1 row of 10, 1 row of 5, that kind of thing. So that they're not all equal stripes. Maybe we'll do both, and we'll just start with the equal rows for now. So I'm just going to move that hat over there, and I think it's so hard. Let's start with the beige, and I'll have to change colors because there's not enough here, but I do want to finish it, or, yeah. So anyway, we'll start with the beige. I mean, I can make like 5 million hats. These work up real fast. So anyway, let me show you, if you haven't already watched a million videos like I did on how to cast on, it's calling. So as you can see, these are all pink pins until I get to the white pin. This white pin is my number 48 pin, but I like to count that my number 1 pin. And I have colored either side of it in black Sharpie. And I've got just a thin Sharpie, so it doesn't look that great. Because it's really hard to see where that white is coming up. And almost everyone who has one of these gave that tip. So thank you to everyone who's ever made a YouTube video about how to do it. So to cast on, you're going behind the white. And well, in front. I always want to say behind, but it's in front. You're going in front. and then behind, and then in front, and then behind, in front, and behind. And sometimes I have to do this more than once because I drop a stitch. Behind, in front, behind, in front. That was a behind. This is an in front. So I'm just going to go all the way around and I'll come back, okay? Because if I have to talk, I have to slow down and I lose my where I am. Okay, now I'm back to the white one where I would be going in front again, but we're not going to keep going. So I've gone all the way around and I'm just going to put it through here. And I don't know if you could see that, but there's a little pin on this side that holds it down. Not a pin, but like a little indentation to hold the yarn. And I have tested this yarn before. I'm going to put it in the middle, on the tension in the middle. And one way I found to see if it's okay, if you're looking, let me get in closer so you can see a little bit better. It goes like 2, nothing, 2, nothing, 2, see these 2, and then a blank. So if you have that pattern all around, then you know you've got it the right way. I've got my yarn in my yarn bowl, and now let me just move you to the front here. And now everyone I've watched says to go very slowly for your first time around. And I'm just going to pull out some yarn because I could not find the center ball on any of these yarns. So it goes much easier if you can find the center. And I just push that off to the side. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to show you is I'm using, I don't know what these things are called, but they're to attach to the back of a cell phone. I mean, these are to attach to the back of a smartphone so that you could stick your smartphone on the wall or something while you're recording. And I got, I think, a package of 12 or 14 of these. I can't remember what I paid, but I will have an unboxing on my channel. And these work way better than these little things which come with the machine. And I wish they had bigger feet on the bottom of this machine. I have a little 22 size Sentro machine, and the feet are the perfect size to fit these. Like, they fit almost perfectly. There's just a little bit showing up. These, there's a lot showing up. Can you see here? But it works great to stick your thing down. And this is just a little lap desk that I have. I highly recommend these, you guys. These, they don't work very good. Not on my surface anyway. I'm sure they'd work great like on a counter. But this is just like, I think it's just like cardboard with a laminate cover. So anyway, I've already got my counter set at 0. And so we want 50 rows of beige. I hope I didn't make a mistake right away. And if I did, I'll just have to go back and fix it. So I'm just going slowly. And you can see it's like, these look like little crochet hooks and they're knitting for me. But it seems to me like more like crochet, but I don't know. Because these look like crochet hooks. But this is a knitting machine, so they're knitting. And I heard that you're not supposed to push down hard on this. You're supposed to let it float. So I usually grab the handle below. And then I use this hand here just to straighten out any yarn that gets, like, you know, sometimes the yarn gets like knots or something or doubles up. So I just use that hand. And sometimes I even do it like for when I'm crocheting and I run it through my fingers. And then I always have it on my fingers and I need to pull out more yarn. I can do that. See how it's kind of hard to pull out yarn here? And that's because I couldn't find the center pull on any of these yarns. And I looked. So that's probably the downfall of buying cheap yarn. Now some people I think can find the center pull. And as you can see, every time it goes past the white one, it gives me a new row. And so far the counter's been great. But I have read that these counters don't last long. So here comes the white one. It should switch to 4. And it did. And if I need to clear it, I just push this little black thing and it will go back to 0. So this is really nice. I would say out of all my machines, I have the 22 and the 40 and now the 48. This one so far works the best out of all of them. Like the 40 was fine, but it was much noisier. And the 22 was the most finicky out of all of them. So, yeah, I don't know what that's all about. Here we go. We're going to switch over to 5 or 6. Whatever the number is. My eyes aren't good enough to read that. I would have to put my reading glasses on. So now if you don't like the way this is coming out, you could go into the tight thing. And now I'm wondering if I did have it in the tight thing. I can't remember when I did this hat, if I did it tight or not. We'll do a few more rows and see how it looks. And if it doesn't look good, I'll start over and put it in the tight, in the first thing to make it tighter. But I think I used it in this one, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to see if it'll just pull it out of my yarn bowl on its own right now. No, it's getting stuck. So I'm going to have to use it myself and loosen it up. Okay, guys, so we're only at number 8. I will come back when we are at right before we get to round 50, okay? I'll see you in a little while. See you in a bit. Okay, guys, so I am back, and we are on round 22, and we are almost at 23, but I have run out of yarn. So I'm going to show you how to switch any colors, and because I'm a newbie, I would suggest you watch other people who've been doing this for years on their channel. But anyway, I'm just going to take this out, and I'm going to just sit it behind this. And now I'm going to take a new ball of yarn and see, now that looks like a center pull, right? I bought this because I thought, oh, look, the center pull. But when I pull it out, it's not the center pull. It's the outer pull. And when I look in here, I couldn't find the center pull. So I figured maybe it was on the other side. So if we shove this back in here and look on this side, I still couldn't find it. Let me just show you. So if any of you know how to find a center pull, and I don't want to pull it all out and make it all messy and everything, but like, I absolutely cannot find it. So maybe these little balls of yarn aren't made to come out at the center, because I don't want to mess it up. But I don't want to pull too hard and like pull everything out and then have a mess. Do you know what I mean? But I can't find it. And I looked in both sides. So what I'm just going to do is take this paper off and just work from the other end where it was easier. And I thought it was the center pull, but it's not. So I'm just going to pull out some yarn. So we need to go to number 50 with this color. So I'm just going to take this. Now some people say to just lie it down right next to this yarn and tie a knot. And other people say to take it and kind of wind it back. So you're making like a little crisscross. And I haven't tried that yet, so we'll try that. And then just make sure your yarn is right in there. And put it back in the tension hook, wherever you want it. I've got it in the middle one. And let's just keep going. And I'm going to hold these. And then someone said to give it a tug. And I'm still going to tie it because I'm worried about it coming undone. So I'm just going to give it a little tie. Now, I'm new at this, so you know, you're better off watching videos from other people who know what they're doing if you want to learn as well. But I just wanted to show you what I was doing. And I'll put a list of people that I've been watching. But I haven't been watching just like any one person. I've been watching everybody who I could find who's posted videos. And they all kind of say something different. So it's hard to know what to follow. So I guess this is the type of thing where you just need to do your own thing. Now here, there's a problem, and I don't know how to fix this. Like, I don't know. So let's see, that's where I tied it on. I've never done that kind of tie on before. I've always done the lie it beside one. So hopefully that'll work. I don't know. But now we're at round 24, and I need to go to round 50. So I will see you when we come back with that. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, guys, so we are at round 49, and I'm not sure I like that join. I probably won't ever use that join again. I'm going to go back to using the joins I was using before, because I've got like a weird stitch happening here. But hopefully that's something maybe I could hide inside. I don't know. If not, this will just be like a tester yarn, a tester hat. So anyway, we're on round 49. So now I'm looking for these black, the first black one, so I'll know where to stop to get to round 50. And here's the white one. And it's over to round 50 now. So I'm just going to cut off my beige yarn. And I don't need to leave too long of a tail. And this is how much I have left. So I have quite a bit left, which is good, because I plan on using it. And now I'm going to go over to my blue yarn. And I want to do 40 rounds for the brim. So I'm going to take this off of the tensioner thing. And I'm going to pull it out of here. And I'm just going to lie it beside this white one. And now I'm just going to go back to the way I originally learned how, which was just to lie the new one right beside it. And to put it into the tensioner. I'm going to unravel some blue yarn. And I'm going to hold this together. And I'm going to go a few stitches down while I'm holding it. And then I'm going to tie it. So this is how I was originally doing it for all the baby hats that I did. And they came out great. I don't think I'm ever going to use that one again. So I'm just going to stick with this one. I might have done that wrong. I don't know. But you can see it looks like everything went wrong here. Like maybe I just need to untie it and tighten it. I don't know, but it looks like something bad happened here. And when I hold it up on the other side, it doesn't look as bad. But it just looks different. So I'm just not happy with how that came out. So I probably won't do that kind of a join again. And it could be user error. I might have done it wrong. Or a stitch might have, maybe I dropped a stitch. I don't know. But anyway, now that we've done this, I'm going to go slowly to make sure it catches. And this yarn is really, really nice in this machine, you guys. It doesn't stick or anything. So now we're on round 51. And I'm going to go slow for the first 3 rows. And I need to go 40 rows of this, so to row 90. And that's to make 140, a hat that's 140 rounds long. If I were wanting to go 130, then I would do 30 rounds of this blue to go to 80. And then that would make it 130 rounds instead of 140, which I might try next time for myself. So I'm going slow. And now that we've had 3 rows of the blue, I can pull out some more and go faster. And I'm going to keep going until we have 50. I keep saying rows, but I mean rounds. I'm going to do 50 rounds of the blue until this says 90. So I will come back and see you then. Okay, guys? Okay, guys. I am not at round 90 yet. I'm only at round 65. But as you can see, this is hitting the bottom. So from everything I've seen, they tell you to kind of bring it up and roll it so it sits up here. And that's supposed to help with the tension. So and now you can see the knitted side, which is so pretty. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. So I'll come back this time for sure at row 90 unless I run out of yarn and I need to attach more yarn. Okay? I'll see you in a little while. Okay, guys, I am back. We almost made it to 90. We're at 87. We're almost at 88. But well, let's see if we can make it to 88. Okay, we made it to 88. One more. And I'm going to need to do another color change because, well, not a color change. I just need to add more blue yarn because the blue has to get us to 90. So I'm going to start a new ball. And just like before, I thought, oh good, here's the inside one, but it's not. That's the outside thing. And I'm not going to go digging in here for it because I think I might just be messing up how the yarn flows when I do that. So just going to take the paper off. This is the Premier Dollar Tree yarn. And I'm just going to, it has some lint on it from being in the bag with all the other yarns. I've got some chenille yarn in there too, and it looks like it just picked up some chenille yarn. But anyway, we're just going to do it the same way. So I'm just going to drop some blue right next to that one. And I'm going to put it in here. And I'm wondering for when the tension was light, if maybe I didn't have it all the way through this little guideline. I'm not sure. But now I'm putting it in the middle tensioner. And I'm going to hold these two together and just go a few around and then tie these together. And we're going to have to do another color change pretty soon because we're at 88, so we only need 2 more rows of this blue before we switch. And here's 89. And I'm keeping my eye on that first black one because I know that's where the white one is right after that. And now we're at 90. So we're going to do a color change now. So I'm going to let that go in the middle. Alright guys, so I think we're just going to go with burgundy now. We're just going to use this as like a test. I'm going to make sure to go right through both sides of this. Can you see that right there? I think maybe the problem before was I wasn't going through that. I don't know. Where it got kind of light in the beige. Maybe it popped out. So now I've got to hold these two together. And go slowly. And go a few around. And then I'm just going to tie these two together. Make sure I have the right two. And I'm just going to put those in the middle. And let's just do 10 rounds of the burgundy. So we're going to go to 100 with the burgundy. There's one. I need more yarn. That was 2. And I've got my fan on because it's quite warm out today. I'm very surprised. Okay, now we're at 4. I missed 3. When did we go past and I didn't notice? I didn't notice. See? 5. Yeah, okay, I'm running out of yarn again. I got to pull more yarn out. There's got to be a better way, right? Well, I have to pull out yarn when I crochet too. So I'm used to it. It's just this is much faster. So you're pulling out yarn much faster than you're used to. 6. And you can see it's knotting up because I pulled out so much. So if you pull out so much hoping to save time, you can give yourself a lot of headaches. I did order one of those hook hangy thingies that hangs the yarn in the air while you're working. So I've seen some mixed reviews of other people who've tried it. Some people love it. Some people think it's a waste of money. So we'll see how that goes. But the blue and the burgundy look really beautiful together. All right, that's line 8. It makes a funny noise when it goes past these ones. I don't know why. That was 9. And I just pulled out yarn before realizing we're almost at 10. So I don't need that much yarn. And here we are. 10. So I'm just going to cut the yarn and hang it over and wrap it back up because I took too much off. I'm just going to put the paper back on for now. And now we're going to go to, well, apparently I'm going to go for supper, but we'll come right back. Okay, you guys? Okay, guys, so I am back. So I had quite a break. And one nice thing is when I take a break during crochet, often when I come back, my tension is different. But thanks to this tension rod thing, my tension will be the same as long as I remember where I put it. And I know we've been putting it in the middle, so that's where we're going to do it. So we are going to switch to this beige yarn or cream colored yarn, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to drop it in the middle and make sure it goes through there. Put it in the tensioner. And I'm just going to make sure to hold these two for the color change. And we'll do a few stitches like this. And now I'm just going to tie these off. And we're going to do 10 colors. 10 rounds, I should say, in this beige. So let's do it slowly. They always say you have to do the first few rounds slowly. Oh, hang on. I got it stuck on something. Let me just bring it a little bit closer. I want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. So I know we tied this. I'm just going to tighten it a little bit. And I'm also just going to roll this up again because it's kind of falling down the middle. Just to keep the tension better. Those colors do look really pretty together. I hope this will be nice. So I made a chart, you guys. I found a website called Floss Cross. So it's Floss Cross. It's used to make cross-stitching patterns, usually. And I tried to make this pattern on the Floss Cross. It's a free app, I guess. It's like a website. It only lets you make 3 patterns at a time, but you could save them to your computer and then erase them and just keep going. So that seems pretty cool. So what I'll do is I tried to take pictures of the patterns. The patterns are PDF. I don't know how to put a PDF in this video, but I tried to take pictures of what the pattern looks like, and I'll put them here. So that's pretty cool, huh? So I'm just going to go ahead. We want to go to 110 with this color. Now we're at 1-3. I can speed up a little bit now, I think. Except for I need more yarn. I need to unravel. Isn't that pretty? I don't usually like beige, but I do like that color. It's pretty. I need to go back and buy more. Because this would, I crochet a lot of like dolls. And this is like a nice skin tone. I have lots of different skin tones for dolls. I like to collect all kinds of different skin tones from light to dark. And even like fantasy colors. So, yeah. I'm going to go back definitely and get more of this yarn. Especially now that I know it works in this machine. I'm just learning, you guys. This is only the second hat I've ever made in this machine. Although I have made some preemie style hats in, or doll size, I should say. They could be either very small preemie or doll size in my 22 Sentro. And I did some child size hats on my 40 Sentro. But this is only my second time ever using my Spardar machine. Which is like a no-name brand Sentro. I think the same company makes them all. Because I saw on Alibaba that if you order more than 3,000 units of this, You can put any name you want on the machine and on the box. So a lot of different colors are, a lot of different companies are ordering this from the same factory, I believe. And if they order more than 3,000, then they can put their own name on it. And if you have 3 friends, and you guys, all 4 of you, want to get this, you can get these for $17 each Canadian, which is crazy. That's a really good price. Because I usually see these for 100 or more on Amazon. And lately, they've been going on sale for like $90 or $80. And this one I got on sale for $60-something. I forget what. But yeah, and they're cheaper on Temu as well. But after Temu, I got 2 nice ones on Temu. The 22 one was fine that I got from Temu. And the first 40 pin one I got was great from Temu. But then I tried to order a 48 from Temu and they sent me a 40. And I was really disappointed. And but because I guess I buy so much, I complained. I put in for a refund or a replacement, and they did that. So we're at 109 now. So I gotta make sure to stop the next time that one comes around. So yeah, Temu did give my money back. Plus they gave me 2 free little things that were in there for nothing. I wasn't expecting them to give me my money back for these 2 little needle felting kits that I bought, but they were like about $1.50 each. So, and then plus they gave me, sorry you guys, I just banged the camera when I was reaching for my scissors. They gave me a $5 coupon to say sorry as well. So, it's just, I really wanted to get this before my dad's birthday. My dad's birthday is tomorrow, and as part of his gift, I wanted to make him a hat. So, okay, so now we have the burgundy, we have the beige, and now I'm going to go back to the blue. So, the deep blue. Right here. So the beige is really called linen. And what I'm calling burgundy is really called Merlot. And I think I threw away the one that was wrapped around the blue. So I don't know what they're really calling the deep blue, but I am calling it deep blue. It's a real pretty color. My dad loves blues and greens. So I'm going to make sure, when you put these in, you got to make sure you go all the way through to that little pink thing. Because if you don't, your tension is too light. I think I might have made that mistake on the linen colored one back here. Either that or it just didn't like the way I joined it because I tried a different join than normal. So this is my normal join that I first learned on my other hat. And then I watched some videos and I tried a different join and I didn't like it as much. So I'm just holding these together. And then we'll tie them off. And I will probably tie them off again after they're done. But I'm just giving them one tie for now. Because I might need to untie them and tighten them. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to take a look when I'm done. How they look. Whether my lines are together or not. So now we're going with the blue. And we're going slowly. And we're going to do 10 rows of this. So we're going to 120 with the blue. And this is just my practice yarn. I did buy some really pretty yarn at Michael's, but I didn't want to use it right away until I get used to all of this. But I'm really happy because I tried yarn from the Dollarama, and it worked really well for the baby beanies that I was making, and really nice and soft. And this is really coming out nice too. Now I usually use Super Saver because Super Saver, it washes really nicely. It doesn't peel up. But it's very rough to use. I don't even like the feel of it on my hands when I'm crocheting. But it's inexpensive, and what I do like is you can wash it, and it doesn't felt up or pill up, or it washes really nicely. But these say that they're washable as well. Although I've never tried it. It says machine wash. and tumble dry. So yeah, can you see that? I don't know if my camera is focusing at all. So hopefully that's true. I think I'll make a preemie size hat in this yarn, like a doll size hat, just to test it and throw it in the wash and see how it comes out. Everyone I know is going to be getting a hat for Christmas this year, and maybe a matching scarf. Okay, so we're on row 114 now, so I think we can probably go faster, because this has to go slow for the first 3 rows after you do a color change. And I'm just checking around here to make sure that they've all fallen. Sometimes when you use a different yarn, they don't want to fall, and you have to go with your finger. We're on row 115, and I need to loosen the yarn. So I couldn't figure out any other way to film this other than sitting on my bed. I tried filming it downstairs at the table, but when I'm sitting at the table with this in front of it, it's too high, and I couldn't get my camera to go high enough. So right now I'm sitting on my bed. You can see my legs are under the covers. I'm all cozy. And I have my camera attached to my dresser drawer, which is about 2 feet taller than my bed. And it's got this like extended arm that is looking down. And I didn't have any way of doing that in the dining room. And I am way too old to be sitting. Well, I guess I'm not that old. I'm 60 years old. But my body feels way too old to sit on the floor and do it. I know a lot of people sit on the floor and do this. Oh my gosh, no. I would not be able to get up again. So there's 116. And now we're at 117. I'm not going very fast. My shoulder's sore. I'm not used to this. 118. And I gotta loosen it up some more. But we only need 2 more rounds. So I gotta watch out where these black lines are. I think I'm gonna color the sides too in black so I can see them better. 119. Now 1 more. I'm very excited that I found that that online designer tool thingy. It makes it so much easier. I'm really bad at like math. Even simple math. I'm very bad at simple math. All right, 120. So we're gonna cut the yarn, take it off, throw it inside. And what's the next color after? So we did burgundy, beige, blue, and now back to burgundy. And then beige. Okay. So I might have put the wrong one on one of these. Merlot. Cadet. So the blue is called Cadet. But I'm pretty sure this is the one I already started, so we're going to go with this one. I had the wrong. Sometimes the papers fall off, so I just throw them back on, and I must have thrown it on the wrong one. So let me just move you a little bit. So we don't need too long of a tail here. And I always have to remember to put it back through this tension rod. And now we're just going to hold these two together just like before. And make sure they go. I've got the hiccups. And give it a nice tie. And we're going to go to round 130 with this color. Now, a lot of people just do 130. Some people do 120. Some people do 140. Some people do 150. I've seen so many tutorials. I didn't know what to do. But I found a website called, let me see if I could tell you what it is. I think I saved it. Yeah, I did. It's called knittingmachinepatterns.com. And they have a little chart. And it says for an adult man to do 140 rows. For an adult woman, do 120 rows. That's on the Sentro or the Addy the Sentro 48 or the Addy 46. And then for 10 to 13-year-olds, it says, I guess they're considering 13 enough an adult. That seems kind of weird to me, but I guess their head size is for sure. And then it says for 10 to 13 to also use the 48 or the 46 and do 110 rows. For people 4 to 8 years old, also to use the big one, but do 90 rows. And then for babies and people 1 to 3 to use the Sentro 40 and to do either 68 rows or 76 rows. So when I did some baby ones, I was doing anywhere between 60 rows and 80 rows. So, and and like I've watched so many different tutorials and they all give different numbers. One lady uses 140 to do for women. So that's why I thought I should do 160 to do for men. But this hat seems really big. And it just could be that my tension is much looser or this yarn is much looser. But that seems like a really giant hat. But, you know, if you like a floppy hat, isn't that pretty though? And that's with this yarn I'm using right now. I'm very excited to see this one. All right, so we've got 123. We're almost at 124, and then I can go faster, I believe. It does a little noise when I go over here, and I don't know if that noise is related to the counter flipping over or what. And I've got it in tube. I forgot to even tell you that, but you could either choose tube or panel, T or P. Not toilet paper, which is what I originally thought. When I think of TP, I think of toilet paper. Oh, look. The middle one came out. Oh my gosh, the middle one came out now that we're all this far done. Oh, man. Well, we're almost done these 10 rows, and then from now on, I'll do the middle one with the rest of this yarn when I need it. And some people join the way I'm showing you. That's 125. And some people just tie the yarn off before it even goes onto the machine and just put the tie right through. But I'd be afraid the tie would get stuck in here. And I just want to make sure it's still in that tension rod thingy. And it is. I need more. $126. All right, let's go a little bit faster. $127. Oh. It's amazing how fast this works up. I feel like a magician. Like we're just taking strings and turning it into clothes. I feel that way when I crochet too, especially when I'm doing dolls and stuffed animals. I used to crochet blankets and stuff. 128. I pulled out the wrong end again. First I couldn't find the middle, and now it's just coming out like crazy. You have to keep stopping to pull out yarn. When you use it in the middle, you don't have to stop because you could just work it and it pulls it out. 129. We're on our last one for this color. And then we only have 10 more to go, and we will be done knitting this hat. Here we come to the end. 130. Yay. And I cut it. Throw it in. And I want it to end on the beige because I started on the beige. And what I thought, if I have enough blue left over, I could make a blue pom-pom for the top. Although, if it were for me, I would do a blue pom-pom, but my dad would not be caught dead with a blue pom-pom or any kind of pom-pom. He won't wear a pom-pom. But if it weren't for my dad, I would definitely make a big blue pom-pom to go on top. And if he doesn't like this hat, I'll make him another one in colors of his choice. He might prefer just a very plain, basic, all one color hat. Knowing my dad, he would. And maybe I'll make one tonight and give him his choice or give him both. We're on our last color, you guys. Let's give that a tie. So now we're just going to go to 140 with this yarn. I was really worried about running out, but we're not going to. Yeah, I'll definitely buy more of this yarn for $1.50 a ball of yarn. I'm looking at I think 2 balls would make a hat, but I've been using different colors, so it's hard to know. But I know I already used 1 full one of this and half of the blue, like 1 full one of the blue, and I'm on my 2nd blue, so yeah. I keep forgetting I gotta go slow for this one. Oh, I need more yarn. If you don't have enough yarn, it gets tight, attention, and this will pull up, and you'll hear it snapping when it falls back down. Which is nice because it gives you that noise to let you know you need to pull up more yarn if you're not paying attention. And I often am very distractible, so it's good for me to have that little noise thing. And this machine is my quietest one out of all of them. 134. $135. We only have 5 more to go, you guys. We're almost done. I'm so excited. I hope it's okay. I feel like I've been doing this all day. It says it's only supposed to take an hour, but I started it before supper, and now I'm finishing it in the evening. So it just feels like it's taking all day, even though it's really not. And a lot of my time I spent trying to figure out the pattern and figure out that website, that app. I don't know. It's not really an app because it's a website that I'm going to, the Cross Floss. 137. $138. I just got to pull out the yarn probably one more time. $139. Do you hear that little shh when it goes past that? Weird. And now we're just waiting for 140. Yay. And now I'm going to leave a long tail. It says to measure around so that it's at least as long as 1.5 of these, but I've been crocheting for a long time, and I don't think I need that long of a one. I probably have longer than what I wanted anyway. Let's see. Here's what I cut. Let's see how much it is. So let's see. It goes around once. If I can get it around here. And I almost have it to 1.5. I'm maybe an inch or 2 short, but this is good enough for me. All right, so now I got to be careful to take it off here. And that was falling off. Now I need a needle. This is one of the darning needles that came with the machine. And I need to take this off, which is called casting off. So I see some people go all the way around and then take it on the 2nd ring. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take it off right now. So I'm just going under the hole and bringing it up. And then under this one. And it's hard because I have such a long strand, so I'm just going to double it up a little bit more so it's a little bit shorter. I really don't think such a long strand is necessary at the end. Oh, uh-oh. I think I goofed up here because I shoved one of them back on. Oh yeah, I totally goofed up here. I grabbed yarn from the other one. I think I'm dropping a stitch here. I'm going through both of these because it will be disappeared in the rim anyway. I think I screwed up there. So now what I'm going to do, you guys, is just I'm going to go around and until these are all off, and I will come and see you at the end, okay? Okay, guys, so I turned this over, and I've just been tying off the insides and trying to match them up so the lines aren't, like, wonky. Okay, so that was the last piece that I cut. Well, that I'm cutting right now. These are all tied up. I double and triple knotted them. Hopefully it's going to look okay. I've already cinched this a little wee bit. So let's turn this around. I'm just going to move my scissors out of the way and see what it looks like on the right side. It's a little bit loose. I'm thinking maybe I should have done it in the tightest tension. If I do this again with this yarn, I might do the tightest tension, but I'm not sure. So here's what it looks like. As you can see, we've got a really long hat, but it's going to be double-sided, so, and let's just stretch it out a little bit. So you can see the lines look pretty good. And now we're just going to grab this, and I'm just going to kind of stick my finger in and roll it inward. I'm going to tighten this later and pull this inside. Yeah, I think this is still going to be way too big. I should have done 130. But that is what one side is going to look like after I cinch it up, and the other side is just going to be beige and blue. So, all I'm going to do is I'm going to cinch this even tighter, and I'm going to sew it around to close it, and then I'm going to cinch this top one the same way and make sure it's underneath and sew it all together, and we'll have a reversible beanie that has a big blue brim that can be folded up like this, and it will look like this on one side. And then if we flip it around, it will just be a plain two-color beanie like this on the other side. But my battery is about to die, so let me sew it up and I'll come back when it's done and we'll take a look, okay? Okay, guys, so here is the plain side finished. I just have to stretch it out a little bit. You can see the colors through the beige. So, if you wanted to do this without seeing the colors, I think you'd probably be better off doing a darker color instead of the beige on the top, but it still looks nice. And I just wanted to show you, let me move my machine down. This is the one that I made that was 160 rows, and here's the one that was 140, so it is smaller. So I think this will fit my dad, but I think I'll just do it like this as a test one. And this one feels much better and thicker. This one feels lighter. So I think maybe I probably did the tension on the tightest one for this one, because this feels lush and full and thick. And this feels looser. It feels much looser. It's not as tight. I don't know if you could see the difference. This is a tighter thing. So I think for this yarn, which is, this is a different color of it, but this is the Premier Just yarn. I think go with the tightest tension on your machine, and I'm pretty sure that's what I did here, and it just feels so much more luxurious like this. Here it feels thinner and lighter, but it's still pretty. And let's take a look at the other side, because this is the side I wasn't sure if I would like, and I like it so much better. So if you wanted to just wear it as a slouchy beanie, you could not put the rim, and same with this one. And this one also has some burgundy in it on the other side that I made with the 160 rows. I don't know if you could see both of them in the camera. I like this one a lot better than this one. But you could still, this one's super comfortable and it feels much nicer. This feels thicker and just beautiful. And this feels thinner. It doesn't feel as nice. I use the exact same yarn. Pretty sure I know I did the middle tension on this one. So like I said, I'm assuming I did the number 1 tension on this one, the tightest. So I would suggest for this yarn, use the tightest. But isn't that pretty? It came out really nice. And this is the 141 here. It looks like if you put the rim on. So if you want to have a rim, that's what it would look like. I would pull it down a little wee bit so you can see that burgundy. I mean, you could pull it up as high as you wanted. If you wanted a really big brim to have it tighter, you could have the weight showing at the bottom. It's just totally up to you what you want. I just like it where it's rolled down a little bit so it shows all of the colors. Now, I think adding one more layer to the brim and one less layer at the top could work, because this brim is 40, so there's 20 on each side. I think this would have been better if it was maybe 50 and it came all the way up to here, and then you just had like the 3 colors on top. But I would want the burgundy to be the next color. So you'd have to play around with how you plan the colors out. But I really do like the way this one looks. And I just wish it felt as thick and luxurious as this one. This one, I wish you could feel how beautiful and thick this feels. It feels amazing. And this feels significantly thinner. So yeah. And I'm thinking this hat would have been smaller if I would have done a tighter tension. But I'm learning. I've only done 2 hats on my Sentro 48. I've did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 6 hats on my Sentro 40 for babies. So we'll do a comparison of those next time. But my battery is about to die. So, yeah. So this is the one here. And if you like this one, I will leave the pattern graph on this pattern. I'll put it right here again, okay? So I don't know if you could just maybe take a screenshot if you want. And you could just change it however you want. I think this would even be really pretty if it ended in burgundy without the white on top, like the beige. See how nice that would be right there? And this would also be really pretty, I think, with a blue or a burgundy pom-pom on the top. Probably blue, because there's blue at the bottom, blue in the middle, blue at the top would just make it even out better. So I just have to play with my patterning and learn how to make a pattern better. I should have followed one of the tutorials. There's so many beautiful tutorials online, but a lot of them are more advanced than what I could do yet. I just want to do straight knitting now. And a lot of the tutorials, they show you like how to do different kinds of knitting on the machine. And I'm just not there yet. So I'm just amazed I was able to make anything other than a solid color beanie. I'm really happy with both of these. I think it's beautiful. It feels really nice. And just to give you an idea, this part of the hat that I made, I'm pretty sure on the tight tension, feels just as thick as this does on the brim. And this brim feels like super thick. I don't know if it shows up differently. Probably not. But yeah, I'm really happy with these hats. So I plan on making presents for everyone in my family. And I also want to make some hats for the homeless too, to donate for Christmas time. Or any time in winter, really. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. I hope I'll get better at making this kind of video. I'm sure I'll get in the swing of it. Let me know what you would like to see next. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell, all of those good things that help me as a channel. And most importantly of all, take care, stay safe, and happy crafting. Bye guys.